In the middle of the night, a strange object falls from the sky and crashes in the distance. The impact is seen by a hunter and his dog who won't stop barking. The dog runs toward the mysterious object to investigate, but immediately comes back. The hunter hears a roar and gets ready to shoot while the dog runs away in fear. The next day, Renee says goodbye to her dead pet lizard and cremates it on the grill. Then she reminds her mother Linda that she needs to drive her to the store because she has to buy food for her pet, Snake. Linda admits she's not a fan of Renee having creepy animals as pets. When Linda's boyfriend Case joins them for breakfast, Renee tries to ignore him cause Chase to scold her for not even saying good morning. On her way out, Renee first scratched Case's fan in revenge. At school, Renee is a loner and other kids make fun of her. During lunch, Renee sits at the same table as Gil, who is also an outcast. Gil tries to make some conversation, but Renee only wants to eat. After class, Linda is late picking Renee up. When Linda tries to ask her Dr. J, Renee immediately changes the subject Linda's lateness and learns that her mother didn't go to work today. Renee wants her mother to call the doctor and get a better perception, but Linda assures her that she just had a bad morning. This makes Renee realize that Linda has had a fight and tells her that they should break up. Pointing out the case doesn't even help and only spends his day drinking. Linda explained that Chase needs her and being needed is a nice feeling. At home, Renee feeds her collection of creepy pets and even sings to them while playing the banjo. She realized that her snake is her best friend, which is depressing. During dinner, Chase mentioned the scratch on his fan and indirectly blames Renee, but Linda forced him to change the topic. Then Chase complains about the bad smell of their microwave, so Renee explains she hates that rat for her snake. Chase freaks out about how unsanitary that is, and Renee gets sassy, so Chase throws chips at her face. A distressed Renee bursts out of the house and hear Linda and Chase arguing inside. Tired of the situation, Renee gets on her ATV and drives to the middle of the desert to cry alone. At that moment, she finds the hunter's overturned truck and creature nearby. When she turns around, she sees a terrifying monster roaring, so she runs to take cover. The creature tries to follow her, but is chained to the truck. It starts dashing all over the place, trying to break the chain to no avail. Eventually, it gives up and lies down defeated. Renee used the chance to run back to the ATV and freeze when she noticed the creature is in pain because it got caught in the hunter's trap. After some hesitation, she goes to the truck to remove the chain. The creature screeches and Renee rushes to the ATV to drive away in panic. At home, Renee sees Linda comforting Case. She's so annoyed that she decided to stay outside for a while. In the morning, Renee sees a bunch of helicopters flying in the area. Getting worried about the creature, she spends her morning making a list of the items she'll need to help. She asks Gil to land near his mother, video camera, and replies him by sharing her English homework. When Renee gets home, Linda and Chase are waiting for her to have out. Chase gives Renee his 24 hours sober coin and hope that he can keep up tomorrow. Renee points out the dark drunk last night. She didn't really do 24 hours and Chase explains he's trying his best. So Renee should try to for the sake of her mother. After Chase leaves, Linda says that he's serious about waiting to get better. But Renee dropped the coin and points out that he didn't even apologize. Later, Renee gathers all her items and puts a sign on her door saying she'll be busy with homework and must be disturbed that way. They won't notice she's missing then. She sneaks into Cole's bedroom and steals Case's key. When she opens his truck, she finds a lot of small vodka bottles and gun, which is the last item she needs after work. Renee drives to some spot in the desert. At first, she doesn't see the creature, but using her binoculars allows her to find the creature. She then shoots the gun in the air as a test, but the beast doesn't even flinch. Next, Renee sets up the camera and slowly approaches the creature to cut off the trap. Once again, it doesn't move, so Renee walks away thinking it's dead. Suddenly, the creature tackles Renee to the ground and draws all of her the head. After sniffing her, it steps away and Renee finally can look at it properly, confirm it is an alien. She tries talking to it and offers an apple, but the beast throws it away. At the moment, the helicopter flies by again and Renee tries to explain to the alien that the chopper is equal danger. In the evening, Renee goes home and realizes that she dropped Case's gun in the desert. She leaves her room and finds Case drinking on the couch, so he asks her not to tell Linda. He also asks about his key, and Renee pretends she knows nothing. When she goes outside, she's shocking to find the alien in the bushes. She tells it to go away, but it won't listen. So she gets her ATV and goes to the desert so that the alien will follow her there. In the desert, Renee lost sight of the alien. Suddenly, the creature appears in front of her hand and opens the mouth to send out golden wave. to cover her face. For several seconds, Rene's body floats while her eyes glow brightly. By the time she snaps out, it is already morning and the alien is sleeping. Rene hugs it and decides she can abandon it. So she takes it home and hides the killer. In the desert, the helicopter and the entire investigation team are still looking for the mysterious object then fell from the sky. Back to Rini, she only pretended to go to school and calls her mother to make sure she is at work. After Case leaves for the day, Rini takes the alien to the main house and tries to feed it. But it turns down everything she's over. Alien is given a tour of the house and Rini introduces it to her pets. Although she has to stop it from eating them. She then decides to name the alien Croc. When Rini sings a player her banjo, Croc scales heck. Rini goes it's scared, assure itself protect it. Moments later, Linda returns early from work because she couldn't handle her depression. Case sends her a picture of his 48 hours sober token. And Linda cries in the car, thinking she's not trying hard enough. In the living room, Rini is watching TV with Croc, and she panics when she hears her mother open the door. She sneaks out with her new friends and Linda annoyed to find a mess. So she takes her medicine to calm down. While Rini and Croc rush to the cellar, Gil arrives at the house asking for his camera. Linda lets go to the Rini bedroom and takes a look at a picture of Rini's dead father. Then he considers smelling her pillow, but stops himself when realizing it would be creepy. After leaving some water from Croc, Rini goes back to the house and tells her angry mother that she didn't go to school because she isn't feel well. When Rini goes to her room, she discovers that Gil has watched this of Croc. Rini says some animals she saw in the desert, but it ran away, claiming it was probably a fake. She takes the camera from him and discovers that Gil has stolen the trap. They fight over it but are interrupted by Linda, who announces that the door is staying open after Linda is gone. Gil say he wants the truth or he'll take the tape to the police. Rini takes Gil to the cellar. Croc tries to attack the boy, but Rini attacks that he's a friend. When Croc sniffs Gil his face out and wets his pants. Moment later, Gil wakes up and Rini has to cover his mouth to stop him from screaming. Then Rini pets Croc while singing to make its scales shake, which convinces Gil that the alien is friendly. Afterward, Gil gives the tape back to Rini and agree to keep the secret. Neither of the sees Agent Brown nor spying on their conversation and taking pictures in the evening. Rini hears noises in the cellar, so he goes down there and singing for Croc while playing in the banjo. She explained that the instrument used to belong to her late dad and shares anecdotes from her childhood. Rini also tries to feed Croc, but it doesn't like anything. The next day, during lunch, Gil shares the theory inspired by Jurassic Park. He thinks that Croc doesn't want to be fed like a pet. It wants to hunt in the evening. Then teens take Croc to Hellhole Canyon and finally gets to it by attacking a bunch of pigs that Gil brought. After it's done eating, it brings a piece of pig for Rini. Rini tries to hug Gil to thank him, but Croc roars and doesn't let them touch. After leaving Croc in the cellar, Rini tries to go to the room only for a drunk Case to grab her by their hair and throw her on the couch before asking about his gun. Rini tries to lie, but Chase is on to her, so she has choice but no admit she lost it. And complains that Rini doesn't respect him because she doesn't fear him. He tells her a story of how his father mistreated him as a kid, but he saw it as a way to teach respect. Terrified, Rini tries to run away, and Chase quickly captures her. So she bites his arm to free herself. Case responds by throwing her against the wall and crawling on her to start choking her. Linda hears the screaming and runs to pull Case away while Croc also hears and start pounding on the cellar wall. The house beginning to shake. After several minutes, Croc finally gives up. Linda thinks it was just an earthquake and insults Case to kick him out. Finally break up with him. When he hesitates to move, she throws a beer bottle at the wall, forcing him to finally leave. Linda tries to check on Rini, but she's too angry that her mother had reached this point and pretends to run her room. Rene actually goes to the cellar and reminds Krog to behave. She ends up falling asleep there the next morning. Rene is approached by Agent Jonathan, who convinces her to get a car him after showing his badge and maintaining her phone the gun. It's registered under case name, but the last fingerprint are Rene. When she claims that she wants to desert to shoot cans, Jonathan says he'll be nice for now and hand her his business card. Platform to keep at the children begging to keep a chair in an empty. When Jonathan walks her up and spits on his face, she expects the Croc his friend. But Jonathan insists the dangerous is explaining that Rene isn't the first person to find an alien, she's just the first one to do so. I survive. The governments believe the Croc is built by a life form more intelligent than human and was sent to the Earth to do reconnaissance, which means they could be invaded in the future. Since Rene bond with Croc, Jonathan wants her to scientists study her so she can learn the best way to kill the alien. If Rene doesn't agree, he'll put Linda on mental institution and extract information from Rene by before she will do her. Linda allowed visit Rene, and she severally read the letter so she apologized to the doctor for everything. After Linda leaves, Rene decides to get Croc attention by repeating what Jonathan did. Her hands and her screaming, Jonathan rushes into the room and covers her mouth. So Rene beats him. Croc roars is furious, is self-platform and starts killing all the guards and tries to stop it. The alarm echoes in the wall building as the lights start flicker. Croc escapes from the lab and runs through the corridors, bringing down any person who tries to stop it. Linda worries about her doctor, but finds the door locked, so he'll escape through even in the corridor. She's horrified to find all her body. Jonathan and Brown get their weapons ready to point them at the door. However, Croc bursts into the room by breaking what the sand both men flying, which knock them out. Croc then gets ready to kill them, but Rene convinces not to do it. After putting Croc calming down, she takes Jonathan's keys and free herself. They escape outside. Rene and Croc try to get in car. Jonathan also comes out the open fire, but luckily Gil has been waiting nearby and warns them just in time. Rene and Croc hide behind a car and Jonathan keeps shooting at the vehicle, not caring about possible hitting the girl. Desperate to protect Rene, Croc comes out of hiding and Jonathan shoots multiple times. Croc still manages to tackle him and kill him. Rene runs to her friend, sad and breaks down when he confirms that Croc is dead. To Linda and Gil to their best comfort here. Sometime later, Linda, Rene, and Gil have a panic together in government lab. They try to study Croc's body when suddenly wake up. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more video like this.